Hello guys, how are you doing today? Hope you guys are all doing pretty good today. So as many of you guys will have seen, Ninja Kiwi have posted on their Facebook about update 4.1, big balance changes incoming BTD Battles update. So they've basically put, whilst we feel that Bloons Tower defense battles is pretty well balanced overall. I mean, that for a start. Come on, guys. There's no way it's balanced. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been forced into doing this massive meta change that you've basically done here. We've noticed the meta get a little stale recently, with players finding a tower loadout they like and sticking to it. So it's not that they like it and stick to it. It's basically it's the only one that can defend the rushes in the game. And then you introduced fast cooldowns on my gods, which and actually at the same time you introduced fast cooldowns on my gods, you nerfed towers that could potentially defend against them, like Chipper. You nerfed the towers at that point, and nerfed Ace as well, which is actually pretty helpful. Early Zomai God rushes, early fast cooldowns Zomai God rushes. So this has prompted Ninja Kiwi to a major balance overhaul in an upcoming update. Several towers and balloons have been tweaked to allow more varied strategies and engaging gameplay. These changes should shake things up and help keep the game feeling fresh, interesting, and most importantly, fun. So let's take a closer look at what we changed. So the first thing is always, obviously, going to be Dark Monkey. People have been whinging about Dark Monkey and saying, oh, it's too overpowered, everybody uses it. I mean, there's a reason that everyone uses it, is because it's the only one that can defend effectively all the rushes in the game. If you see somebody pull out Boomerang on round 1 on a classic rules game, you know for a fact they're not gonna. It's not that you just basically know that they can't defend all the rushes. It's just ridiculous. So they needed to basically buff other towers and make them compete with the towers that people use. So give other people options to use. These are the only options if you're a competitive player. Whereas if you want to just play for fun, if you just want to play for fun and you're not bothered about win or losing, don't complain. Just use the towers you want fun. Stick to whichever arenas you want to meet players who are going to do the same thing as you. And that's it. So Dark Monkey, so 2.0 enhanced eyesight, price increased from 120 to 160. So that's a $40 increase. So that's going to affect camo lead, like for camo leads, and people throw in camos when they send around 13 rushes and things like that. So you're going to have to get a few of them if you want to defend that. So that's going to add up. So that's the first nerf. So 0.3 triple shot, price increased from $400 to $500. So that used to be $380. So that's a $120 increase over the last couple of updates, or last few updates, whenever it was. So again, you need 10 of them throughout the game. So that's an extra $1,000 you're spending on triple darts, and especially with ramping, the darts actually, as you get to mid game, they're not as effective. Like round 30 plus, you'll notice you'll start to struggle with even Moab's a fan club. So a 4.0 Juggernaut price increased from $1,750 to $1,900. So that's a $1,500 increase there. And again, with another buff you'll see later, I'll show you, that's going to affect Dart as well fairly early. So 0.4 Super Monkey Fan Club, ability duration reduced from 15 seconds to 11 seconds. So that is massive, man. That's nearly a third decrease of it. 4 seconds less. So that is massive. So Dart has been majorly fucked, but I honestly still think they've said that underneath, the Dark Monkey is one of the most popular towers in the game with extremely high use rates, but we think it has a little too much value for the low cost, especially in the early game. This change could help with this and encourage players to consider other options. So yeah, so it's been fucked basically, but it still is probably going to survive this nerf. It's probably going to survive this nerf because of, like I said before, it's the one of the towers that can defend everything, and help out mid late as well. So but with ramping, it's pretty screwed late game now, so it's a waste of a tower slot. Okay, let's move on to the Heli Pilot. 0-0 Heli Pilot reduced from 1500 to 1200. 0-1 bigger jets reduced from 500 to 250. Enhanced IFR instruments price reduced 600 to 300. So that gives you relatively cheap camo. I'm saying like fairly cheap camo popping power, but the initial tower is 1200. With another 250, that's 1450, 1750. So it's pretty steep if you just want to defend camo balloons. So yeah, that's not going to make that viable for me. Who knows that? Who knows? So glue gunner again. What they're thinking? 0-2 glue splatter price reduced from 1500 to 900. I mean, that's pretty good. If you get that as a random tower, that is actually going to be pretty decent. That's going to help out. That's going to help out mid-game ceramics and stuff like that. Relatively cheap. So that could be good as a random tower, but again, it's not going to make it viable. It's not going to make it a viable choice for many people. So bomb tower, 0-3 Moab Mauler attack speed increased by 20%. So that's pretty OP, to be honest. That in itself, I feel, is going to make the bomb the new meta. 3-0 cluster bomb price reduced from 800 to 700. So again, that's a pretty big decrease. So that's gonna be come into play early game as well, and that's gonna help out against round 8 to 15. I mean, bomb is going to be pretty overpowered, to be honest. And even the 4-0 balloon impact price reduced from 4,000 to 3,600. So bomb has been majorly buffed, which is honestly, I think it's going to be the new meta. Bomb. Anyway, we'll see. We'll keep reading. So we see the bomb tower in some of the lower level arenas, but it's rarely spotted out with a random rolling ceramic crucible and above. We're hoping that the price reduction and an increase in the Moab Mauler attack speed will see more bombs in high stakes games. So yeah, 100% the will, to be honest. 100%. Mortar Tower, 0-0 Mortar blast radius increased by 15%, so that's pretty good. 2-0 bigger blast price reduced from 600 to 400. Blast radius increased by 15%. So I wonder if that bigger blast is actually another 15% increase on top of the obviously is. So I mean that's a pretty big blast. The big one price reduced to a $4,000 price decrease on the big ones, from $10,000 to $6,000. So the 0-4 artillery battery price reduced from $9,000 to $7,000. So again, that's a $2,000 reduce. So that's the stall, the 0-4 artillery battery price. So can they be like a chipper? Can that be used like a chipper? No way. I mean, not a chance at all, because the mortar is obviously not best against Moab class. It'll stall them, but what's it stall from? Like a second or something stupid like that. Even the BFBs and stuff like that are stalled for a second, so you can't keep spamming that. I think the artillery battery does do a relatively decent bit of damage to the Moab classes as well, but nowhere near enough, especially with ramping. So I don't see that making that viable. The mortar is a useful tower, but perhaps not quite valuable enough in its current form to take up a tower slot. A big buff in its blast radius and some sizable reductions in early will hopefully change that. Yeah, maybe early game, but no, definitely not. So Monkey Engineer overclock price reduced from 11,000 to 7,500. I mean, no, not for me. It's not going to make that viable. Monkey Apprentice 1-0 intense magic price reduced from 300 to 200. Fireball 1-0-1 reduced by 100, 300 to 200. 0-2 Monkey Sense price reduced from 300 to 250. 0-3 Dragon's Breath price reduced from 3,200 to 2,600. Summon Phoenix ability gives an extra +1 damage to Moabs per hit. So I'm not quite sure what that is. Gives an extra +1 damage. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but who knows? Maybe they was meant to put a percentage in there or something. Who knows? Who knows? I wonder if, I'm not 100% sure, but if you buy a Phoenix use the ability and sell it. Does the Phoenix stay, or does the Phoenix disappear? Because that could be interesting to test out. Does the Phoenix stay on the screen when you sell the monkey, when you sell the wizard, and could you rebuy it and have loads of Phoenixes on the screen at the same time, and not spending much money? So again, there's a relatively uncommon tower in the higher end arenas. These reductions should make it more viable option for early lead and camo lead popping power. So yep, I mean, it could be viable for, it could be decent. I mean, it's going to make it a better fourth tower, basically. If you get that as a random tower, you're going to be pretty happy now. Ninja Monkey, 2-0 sharp shurikens price reduced from 350 to 250. 3-0 double shot price reduced from 850 to 550. 0-2 distraction price reduced from 500 to 400. So it's a bit of an early game buff, basically. But early game it's still probably going to get overwhelmed by around 13 rush. It's no secret that the ninja is a powerful tower in the mid-late game, but it can struggle to cope with early grouped balloons, as it can be easily overwhelmed. These price changes should allow players to place other towers in support of the ninja, or even multiple at the same time. And here's the big game. So Bloon Chipper 04 Super Vac price reduced from 13,000 to 10,000. Ability no longer affects Oh My God in any way. So they recently did nerf it, where the 4-0 ability didn't affect Oh My Gods for as long. It only affected them for 2 seconds, whereas it affected all the other mob classes for 4. So that they've basically completely removed the ability to affect Oh My Gods at all. So it doesn't stall Oh My Gods anymore, which is not really the reason, unless you're in a late game, what the Bloon Chipper was used for. The Bloon Chipper was used to chip the Zomagod layer off the Zomagods and then stall everything inside the Zomagod. So, but also they've also added 4-0 super wide funnel price reduced from 8,000 to 7,000. You're thinking, fucking yes, nice one, man. But also no longer affects Zomagods. I mean, what the fuck, man? The Chipper is literally probably the only tower left that actually requires skill, and they've basically killed it. It's literally, you're fucking highly skilled now if you can defend round 22, 24, 30 plus with Chipper. I mean, you're fucking highly skilled if you can do that now. After this nerf, the Chipper has become a staple in a lot of high-end loadouts, with its super vac ability being super effective in dealing with Moab class rushes. We find this to be a little too reliable, causing a lot of games to become a bit of a stalemate. I mean, with ramping, I don't think they are a bit of a stalemate. It's never going to go massively late anymore. Changing the ability and the super wide funnel so they no longer affect Oh My Gods should encourage players to explore other options. Okay. Boomerang Tower, 0-1 Sonic Boom price reduced from 100 to 50. 1-0 multi-target price reduced from 250 to 175. So there's slight buffs. 0-4 turbocharge ability can now detect camo balloons when active. So that when active, it's going to affect camo balloons. The 0-4. I can honestly see the noobs now just bringing the boomerang and camo lead rushes, just regular camo lead rushes, and activating the ability, selling it. You just literally can see the drain already. But what do I know? What do I know, guys? So last up is the Boomer. The Glaive Lord is relatively common upgrade to see on the battlefield, but its second upgrade path severely lacks in camo detection, giving turbocharge the ability to detect camo balloons when active should help us see more souped up glaives flying around the arena. Okay, so that's the towers. Other changes. As well as making some big changes to towers, we've also altered some Bloon Sends UI, as well as a few changes to card battles. So lead balloons, speed increased by 20%. So that's going to affect the... that's going to be affected with the dart change. Because people aren't going to take Chipper. People are not going to take Chipper anymore because it's dead. So what are they going to take? Bomb. So they've got Bomb for the cheap lead popping power. So you could use it for that, I suppose. Camo leads, as usual, you're going to need the Juggernaut. But yeah, honestly, yeah, the lead balloon. So thinking about it, it's not going to be affected too much, the lead balloon speed. Grouped rainbow balloons, price reduced from 675 to 550. Their spacing has also been increased by 20%. So that sounds like to me that it's more spaced rainbows, so they're not as grouped. So it's a relative buff nerf at the same time. So we'll see how that one pans out. I'll have to test that one out. But maybe a lead, round 15 lead with a few rainbows, regular rainbows over the top rather than zebras. We could see how that works. So this is quite a big one for me as well. Income penalty for sending Moab and above reduced by 60%. 60% is huge, man. So this is to help encourage more offensive and help even out the imbalance between Bloon Eco strats versus farmer strats. So you know, as you send Moab class, anything Moab, BFB, oh my god, you lose eco. I think, what do you use for us? Oh my god, is it 2k or something? So 60% less reduction is what? Fucking less than 1,000 you lose for sending us. Oh my god. So this, honestly, looking at this, is gonna probably, you're gonna see a bigger Bloon Eco strategies definitely come out, which I was saying I wouldn't waste the tower slot on some of these, but I probably would. Obviously, with Bloon Eco, you're looking at maybe dart, bomb. I mean, ninja probably. We'll see. We'll have to see how it pans out, but I'm definitely going to give it a go. Some Bloon Eco strategies, because I was speaking to Zerd earlier, and he was saying like Moabs, round 18 Moabs, and now with the lead balloon speed increase, Moab with leads behind, you're gonna get boost basically. So it does open the door for more offensive Bloon Eco strategies. So we'll have to see how that one pans out. We'll have to see how that one goes. Okay, so a couple more things as well. For Ceramic Crucible Arena and higher, player profiles will now show the win-loss record as well as the overall win percentage for both players. We found that more experienced players really miss seeing their win-losses and make it available in Ceramic Crucible and above feels like a good compromise. So that's good. So anything above, anything Ceramic Crucible and above, you'll now see your win-loss. That's pretty good. So another one for classic non-arena games, the number of energy boosts, tower and balloon are now limited to 3 per match, and road spikes for 5 per match. They still cost energy as normal, so fucking that is gonna kill. So that's gonna kill competitive. I didn't think they left that in. So for classic games, the number of energy boosts, tower and balloon are now limited to 3. So private assault battles, you're allowed 3 boosts basically. So let me know if you're in the competitive community what you think of that, guys. That is fucking rip. And there's a card battles update which I literally don't care about. So they have it. We realise it's a lot to digest, but we think these changes will unlock new strategies, different styles of gameplay, and a more enjoyable player experience overall. Let us know what you think in the comments below. So go let them know in the comments. It's on Facebook, and I will link it on my Twitter, which is in the description. So let me know, guys. A bit of a rant, because it pissed me off a bit, because I think the chippers that only do tower that requires skill, and rather than completely killing it, you need to make a tower compete with it. Like this buff to the bomb tower, they could have checked to see what that did. People bringing dart farm cannon, could it compete with chipper? Bomb doesn't require as much skill in my opinion, so chipper should be able to maybe just slightly outlast if you play it well. But anyway, let me know in the comments, guys, what do you guys think of this? I've been reading a few of your comments on the Facebook page, but I'd like to see what you think on here, and I will see you all tomorrow.